Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi WordPress tutorial. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, in our last video we put together this multi-page site using one of Divi's templates. Right out of the box, Divi comes with thousands of templates. Divi just keeps getting better and better. They've just released Divi 4 here with the great new theme builder. If you're building any sort of WordPress site at all, I do suggest you check it out. If you want to take it for a test drive, you can do so from my affiliate link below this video. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to make a custom header. We put just a generic regular header on our site here, and we're going to get rid of all this and start building something from scratch. So let's go ahead and do that. First thing I need to do is I'm going to create a blank page and get rid of this. So I'm going to go to the dashboard. I'm going to say new page. You can also go to pages and do it that way, however you want to do it. I'm going to call it home new because we've already got one called home. I could trash it, but I'm going to leave it just in case I need it for reference at a later date. I'm not going to go and build anything on this page. I'm just going to have a blank page. I'm just going to hit the publish. Sure you want to publish? Yes. Now I'm going to assign this as our home page, and to do that I need to go to Divi, to the theme customizer, go down to home page settings, and at the moment you can see we've got that home page assigned. I want home new, and it'll be a sort of blank page with a sidebar. There we are. There we are, pretty much blank canvas, and I'm going to go ahead and publish that. So we're pretty much starting from scratch. If you want to know how to do this header, have a look at our last video when we put the multi-page site or the one-page scrolling site. I'll put the video links below this. Very easy to do. Okay, now we're published. Let's get out of our theme customizer and let's create a custom header for our site here. And once we're in the dashboard, let's go down to Divi once more and go to Theme Builder. Like I said earlier, this is one of the new features of the Divi 4 that really extends this theme and it takes it to a whole new level. I'm going to add a global header. Global means that it's going to appear on every page, or every time you create a page, it'll be there. If you want a different type of header and footer on that particular page you create, you can just create another one and assign it to that page. It really is awesome. So I'm going to left click on Add Global Header. I'm going to say Build Global Header. I'm going to build from scratch. Now you've got to think about what you want here. I kind of want a logo, and then I want my menu items, and perhaps some social media icons on the right hand side. I'm going to keep this very simple. We can have our logo and menu and then some social media icons. I think that should do it. So I'm going to use this, which is a sort of 2/3 and a third column. And as soon as you put a row in there, it's going to prompt you to put a module in. Divi comes with all these modules as standard, plus if you have WooCommerce installed, there's another 16 WooCommerce modules. So let's take a look. What do we want? We want a menu, so let's go down. There's a menu. Now we created 2 menus for our last one. I'm just going to use one of those for expediency. We've got a top menu and we've got a multi-page menu. I'm going to go for the multi-page menu. And there you see it's put a menu in there. And if you hadn't created a menu, it just put the default pages in there, and you'd have to go to your appearance and menus to create a new one. Have a look at our earlier videos if you want to learn how to do that. Again, in the multi-page or the one-page scrolling, we go through that. Now then, I want to add a logo, and I've already got one uploaded that we used earlier. There it is right there. If you didn't have one, you can simply drag and drop your logo in your media library here and insert it that way. So I'm going to left click and hit the upload image button, and there it is. And as you can see, it's kind of squashed up our menu here. That logo is way too big, or displaying way too big for me. So if we go over to design, go down to sizing, we've got logo max width. And I'm guessing, let's try 250. I may even want it smaller than that. I'm going to say 250 pixels. That's a bit better. I think I could even go down more. And you can use this slider, or you can use these arrows. I'm going to just type in 00, try 200. Yeah, to me that looks better. I like that better. And if we go down a little bit further, we've done the logo elements. If you had WooCommerce installed, you can show the shopping cart icon if you've got products, or a search icon. I don't particularly want the search icon there, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. We go down to link. Well, I want this logo. Usually most sites, if you click on the logo, it'll take you back to the home page. So let's do that. So I'm going to hit the link, and there's a logo link right there. If you hover over this little box, you see this little disk icon here. This is dynamic content, which means it'll pull from the database, and we can just select our page or home link that way. Left click on there. Look, you've got a home page link right there, or you can link to a post, a page, media, or project. I'm going to go for the home page. I want it to open in the same window. I don't want a new tab opening up when people click on that. So that's fine. And if you decide, you can have the whole module linked to somewhere if you want to, but I'm just going to have the logo do that. The background is self-explanatory. If you want to add a background color, simply choose your background color. I don't think that's going to work for me. And it's got opacity controls over here. If you want to make it lighter or darker. And there was change the hue there. So no, I don't want that. Let's get rid of that. Just hit the trash can icon. We can have a gradient. As you can see, you can put in your two colors. Again, I'm not going to have a gradient. Let's trash that. I'm not going to do an image. You can have an image, or you can have a video, MP4 video. But I'm going to leave mine just as it is. Admin label, this is for when you're in. If I show you quickly, if I just save that, hit the little purple. At the moment we're on desktop view. You can have a tablet view, you can have a phone view, but you can also have a wireframe view, which is really useful sometimes for getting to modules. And the admin label, at the moment it's just called menu, is something for reference. You can tell exactly what it is. If you've got a bunch of blocks here and they all say something the same, text module, text module, text module, the admin label, you can just type in anything you want to let you know which that is. So if we go back, and I'll go into that module and I'll give it an admin label, and I'll call it custom. Save that. Now if I go back in the wireframe view, there we go. It's called custom menu. It's just a great way if you've got hundreds of these things and you're in wireframe mode, you can tell exactly which one's which by using the admin label there. Right, so let's continue on. So we've got our logo, we've got our menu structure here. The menu, you can decide what you want to do with it. If we go to design tab now, layout, you can have it left aligned, which I've got at the moment. You can have it centered with the logo on the top and the menu underneath, or you can have it inline centered with the logo in the middle. Some nice little options there. I haven't got a drop down menu at the moment, but if I did have, you can have it upwards or downwards. Downwards is usually the one I'd choose for that. I'm going to leave that as left aligned. Moving on down to menu text, active link color. Well, I'm going to just stick with blue as my logo's kind of blue here. Menu font. The menu Divi comes with a huge amount of fonts here. Choose what you will. I'm going to actually leave mine as default. Font weight, well, let's make this semi-bold. That way it just stands out a little bit more. That works for me. You can have it italic, which is a little unusual for a menu, but you can have it capitalized. You can have it big and small capitals, underlined or lined through. I don't think I want any of those. I'm just going to leave it as it is. Menu text color, of course, you can change any color you want. I think I'm just going to leave mine as default. You can bring the menu size up or down, obviously, just with the slider or typing in a value right here. Letter spacing, if you want to make it a little bit wider, of course you can do exactly the same thing. And again, with all these options, you can use the slider, you can type in a value, or you can use the arrows. Menu line height is the amount of space above and below, or actually just below the text here. If you had an underline or a border around one of those, you could push it down further by increasing the line height. Text shadow, I'm not going to put any on for the menu. To me, that just makes it blurry looking. But of course, you do exactly what you want to do. And you can have text alignment left, middle, or right. I'm going to stick mine in the middle, I believe. Now, text color, we've already, we're using the default. If we had a dark background, we could just select light, but I'm just going to leave that as is. Drop down menu, we don't have one of those. You've got all those settings for the drop down menu. Icons. Well, we haven't got any icons. If we had WooCommerce and a car icon or the search icon there, we could decide what we wanted to do with them. But we've also got our hamburger menu. And for those of you who don't know what a hamburger menu is, when you view on a mobile phone, this is what the regular menu turns into. So if we go down here, we've got desktop, tablet and phone. If I flip to phone, you can see there's our hamburger menu right there, and you can choose a color for it. Right now mine's set to blue because my theme accent color is blue, so I'm going to leave it just like that. But that's a hamburger menu right there. Okay, fantastic. Moving on, let's go back to our desktop view. We've got this, we've got this. I don't think there's anything else we really want to look at. Logo, we decided about our max width and all that. If you had an image, you could round off the corners, you could give it a border. None of that's really going to work for me. That will look kind of crazy. You see, if I put a bit of box shadow in there, it's not going to look good. It just makes that stand out like that. Don't like that very much. You can change the hue, saturation, all that. Get some great effects that way, but mine, I'm just going to keep it simple as it is. Okay, let's have a look here. Sizing. Well, we looked at that and we did the logo max width. We give it a max height if we need to, but the max width is going to work for me because it's not going to get any higher than that. All these settings you can play with. Really, I don't need any of those at the moment. Spacing wise, well, this is just for this module, the actual menu module itself, which is the logo and the menu there. At the moment, I'm not going to give it any margin or padding. I may decide to in a minute. Again, a border. Don't really want to put a border on here. It'll look kind of silly just having a border around this, but some designs may require that. There's your border color and everything. Box shadow, again, that's not going to work just for this menu right here. Well, not for me anyway. Just going to make it look kind of weird. I mean, we could leave it like that and put some margin on one side. That would look okay, but not for me today. Filters. Again, this is for our image. We really don't need to mess with this. Get some great, we'll use filters in another video. Transform. Well, we don't want any of this at the moment. We'll be using these for effects in later videos also. Animation. Well, I guess we could have it fade in. Why not? We'll set that to fade. Animation duration. That's a second, 1000 milliseconds. Ease in, ease out, it's fine. You've got a few different options. Ease in and ease out means it will slowly come in, speed up, and then when it goes out, it'll do similar. We only want it to do that once. And drop down animation, we don't have a drop down, but you can fade, expand, slide, or flip. Alright, so we'll call that done. Let's move on to our next block. What do I want to do here? I want to add some social media icons. And this may be going a little slow for a lot of people. I apologize. I'm just explaining my way through for people that have not done this before. So by default, it's added to a Facebook and a Twitter. Let's just clone the Twitter, the two little boxes there. Go in there, and what else do we want? Choose a different one. Google Plus no longer exists, I don't believe. Let's use Pinterest. And each of these, if you go to the link, is where you want to put your social media account link for these icons here. I'm going to leave them blank at the moment, but you'd simply copy your Facebook URL and put it in there. Twitter URL, Pinterest, etc. So let's just hit the check mark. Let's copy that one more time. I think I only want one more perhaps. What should we go with? Let's go with LinkedIn. There we go. That'll do. You can continue as much as you want. Design wise, well, if you can change the icons to anything you want, and you can use a custom icon size. I'm going to leave mine as the default colors there. You can do whatever you want. Spacing, obviously you can add padding, space them out a bit more if you want to. Border, again, we don't need a border around this. And next one will be drop shadow. Again, we don't need, or box shadow I should say, we don't need box shadow filters or transform. So let's just save that. And if we go up to the main design tab here, alignment, I want these in the middle of our row here. And looks, I want them in line with our logo and our menu, so I need to put a bit of padding on the top there. So let's go down to spacing. Let's try 20 pixels, maybe too much, just on the top to push it down. Just type in 20, you don't need to put in the PX. That's pretty much bang on. That's fine. Let's save that. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the row. You've got the section, the blue one right here. You've got the row, which is the green one, and the black one, or the dark one, which is the modules. I'm going to go into our section right here. I'm going to get a box shadow on the bottom just so we can see what's going on. So let's go to design and box shadow. Let's give it that one. There we go. Let's just save that. Now you can see our section, and here's our basic custom menu, but it's way too wide. Now you can go in there and change the spacing manually if you want to in spacing, or you can just put your mouse over so you get that little blue thing, left click and hold. You can drag spacing up to where you want it like that, and also at the top here you do the same thing until you get it exactly where you want it, or the amount you want. Like I say, you can type it in manually if it works for you. Let's have a look. To me, I think that's going to work. I may want it a little bit skinnier. Let's pull it up a little bit more, and just pull it up the top a little bit more. There we go, something like that. So let's save that and exit out. So we've now got our global header. I know that took a little time. It really doesn't take any time at all. It took time because I had to explain everything. But now if we save our changes here, go back to our site, here's our old menu. When we refresh, we should have our new custom menu. And we've got no content on that page. So there you have it. There's your custom header. I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, share, comment and subscribe. If you're interested in web development, take a look down below. We got some great free web development courses down there, as well as some premium courses with some huge discounts for our YouTube subscribers, so do check it out. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.